Everyone wants a simple answer. GPT 5.6 or Claude Fable 5, which one is better? But for developers, that question is almost useless. The best AI coding model is not always the smartest model. It is the model that helps you finish real work with the fewest mistakes, the least wasted time, and the safest code changes. That is a very different benchmark. If you ask both models to write a small function, both will probably look impressive. If you ask both to explain a framework, both will sound confident. If you ask both to generate a clean paragraph, you may not learn much. The difference appears when the work gets messy. Give the model a real repo. Give it a failing test. Give it an unclear bug report. Give it existing patterns it must respect. Then ask it to make the smallest correct change. That is where AI coding models either become useful or dangerous. GPT 5.6 Sol is exciting because it is being positioned around complex work, coding tool use, and agentic execution. That means it may be very strong when the job requires inspecting files, using tools, running commands, and coordinating steps. Claude Fable 5 is exciting for a different reason. The Anthropic-style strength has often been careful reasoning, long context planning, and a more collaborative feel. That can matter when the task is not just write code, but understand what should be built. The official positioning makes this comparison sharper. OpenAI says GPT 5.6 Sol reaches 92.2% on BrowseComp and 62.6% on OSWorld 2.0 and says it beats Opus 4.8 on OSWorld while using 85% fewer output tokens. Anthropic describes Claude Fable 5 as its most capable widely released model for demanding reasoning and long-horizon agentic work, including large migrations, complex implementations, and multi-day autonomous sessions. So this is not a normal chatbot comparison. This is a workflow comparison. So the real answer may not be one winner. GPT 5.6 may be better for execution. Fable 5 may be better for planning. And a cheaper model may be better for routine tasks. That is the part most comparison videos miss. The future is not model loyalty. The future is model routing. Imagine a serious coding workflow. First, you use a strong reasoning model to understand the feature and write a plan. Then you use an execution-heavy model to inspect the repo, edit files, and run tests. Then you use a cheaper model to summarize the pull request. That workflow may beat either model used alone. The question is not which model is best. The question is which model should handle which part of the job. For real developers, I would test both models on 5 tasks. 1 bug fix, 1 refactor, 1 test writing job, 1 architecture explanation, 1 feature plan. Then score them on correctness, diff size, reasoning quality, cost, and how much human cleanup they require. Do not score them on how smart they sound. Score them on how much work they safely finish. Because the best AI coding model is not the one that wins Twitter. It is the one that survives your repo. Here is how I would turn this into a real decision. Do not start with a benchmark chart. Start with your actual workflow. Open the last 5 tasks you worked on. Pick 1 bug, 1 feature, 1 test writing task, 1 documentation task, and 1 messy planning task. Give both models the same context, the same instructions, and the same success criteria. Then do something most people skip. Save the first answer exactly as it came back. Do not clean it up. Do not give one model 3 retries and the other model 1 retry. Treat both fairly. Now compare the output like an engineer. Did the model ask for missing context? Or did it pretend it had enough information? Did it follow the existing style of the project? Did it produce a small patch or a giant rewrite? Did it explain the risk? Did it leave you with a result you could actually ship? That is the real test. For coding, I care about 4 things more than raw intelligence. First, restraint. A good model should not change 10 files when 1 file is enough. Second, consistency. It should match your project, not invent a new architecture. Third, verification. It should care about tests, errors, and evidence. Fourth, recoverability. When it gets corrected, it should improve instead of spiraling. Now add cost to that. OpenAI lists GPT 5.6 Sol at $5 per million input tokens and $30 per million output tokens. Terra is half that at $2.50 input, $15 output. Luna is $1 input, $6 output. That pricing alone tells you OpenAI expects developers to route work across the family instead of sending every task to Sol. This is why the best AI coding model may not be the one people are hyping today. It might be the one that quietly creates less cleanup for you tomorrow. So the practical verdict is simple. Use GPT 5.6 if it proves stronger at execution in your repo. Use Fable 5 if it proves stronger at planning, reasoning, and careful trade-offs. Use cheaper models for the tasks that do not deserve either. And never confuse a confident answer with a finished engineering task. The future of AI coding will not be won by the model with the loudest launch, it will be won by the model, or combination of models, that helps developers ship real software without losing control. One final thing matters: team fit. A solo builder and a software team should not evaluate these models the same way. If you are a solo builder, speed matters. You may accept more risk because you can manually inspect the whole project. You might prefer the model that moves fastest and explains enough for you to keep going. If you are inside a team, consistency matters more. The model needs to follow conventions, create reviewable diffs, and fit into existing CI. A flashy answer that creates review drama is not helpful. If you are building a product with users, reliability matters most. The model must not change security logic, billing flows, or data handling without strict review. That means there may be 3 winners: best for solo speed, best for team review, best for production safety. So when someone says GPT 5.6 beats Fable 5 or Fable 5 beats GPT 5.6, ask the missing question. For whom? For what workflow? Under what risk? With what budget? That is how grown-up AI comparison works. The model war is entertaining, but the workflow decision is what actually matters.